Gucci is an Italian fashion and leather goods brand, part of the Gucci Group, which is owned by French company Kering, formerly known as PPR. Gucci was founded by Guccio Gucci in Florence in 1921. Gucci generated about a $4.2 billion in revenue worldwide in 2008 according to BusinessWeek magazine, and climbed to 41st position in the magazine's annual 2009 Top Global 100 Brands chart created by Interbrand. Gucci is also the biggest-selling Italian brand. Gucci operates about 278 directly operated stores worldwide, and it wholesales its products through franchisees and upscale department stores. In the year 2013, the brand was valued at $12.1 billion USD with a sales of $4.7 billion USD. As per Forbes list 2013, Gucci was ranked 38th most valuable brand. History. With beginnings at the end of the 19th century, the Gucci company became one of the world's unregistered trademark's most successful manufacturers of high-end leather goods, clothing, and other fashion products. As an immigrant in Paris and then London, working in exclusive hotels, young Guccio Gucci was impressed with the luxurious luggage he saw urbane guests bring with them. Before leaving, he visited the manufacturer H.J. Cave & Sons. Upon returning to his birthplace of Florence, a city distinguished for high-quality materials and skilled artisans, he established a shop in 1920 that sold fine leather goods with classic styling. Although Gucci organized his workrooms for industrial methods of production, he maintained traditional aspects of fabrication. Initially, Gucci employed skilled workers in basic Florentine leather crafts, attentive to finishing. With expansion, machine stitching was a production method that supported construction. Together with three of his sons, Aldo Gucci, Vasco Gucci, and Rodolfo Gucci, Gucci expanded the company to include stores in Milan and Rome as well as additional shops in Florence. Guccio unregistered trademark stores featured such finely crafted leather accessories as handbags, shoes, and his iconic ornamented loafer, as well as silks and knitwear in a signature pattern. The company made handbags of cotton canvas rather than leather during World War II as a result of material shortages. The canvas, however, was distinguished by a signature double G symbol combined with prominent red and green bands. After the war, the Gucci crest, which showed a shield and armored knight surrounded by a ribbon inscribed with the family name, became synonymous with the city of Florence. Aldo and Rodolfo Gucci further expanded the Campagna unregistered trademark's horizons in 1953 by establishing offices in New York City. Film stars and jet-set travelers to Italy during the 1950s and 1960s brought their glamour to Florence, turning Guccio unregistered trademark's merchandise into international status symbols. Movie stars posed in Guccio unregistered trademark's clothing, accessories, and footwear for lifestyle magazines around the world, contributing to the Campagna unregistered trademark's growing reputation. Guccio unregistered trademark's distinctive lines made its products among the most frequently copied in the world in the early 2000s. Pigskin, calf, and imported exotic animal skins were subjected to various methods of fabrication. Waterproof canvas and satin were used for evening bags. Bamboo was first used to make handbag handles by a process of heating and molding in 1947, and purses made with a shoulder strap and snaffle bit decoration were introduced in 1960. In 1964, Guccio unregistered trademark's lush butterfly pattern was custom created for silk foulards, followed by equally luxuriant floral patterns. The original Gucci loafer was updated by a distinctive snaffle bit ornament in 1966, while the OE Rolls-Royce luggage set was introduced in 1970. Watches, jewelry, ties, and eyewear were then added to the Campagna unregistered trademark's product lines. A particularly iconic touch, introduced in 1964, was the use of the double G logo for belt buckles and other accessory decorations. The company prospered through the 1970s, but the 1980s were marked by internal family disputes that brought Gucci to the brink of disaster. Rodolfo unregistered trademark S. son Maurizio took over the Campagna unregistered trademark S direction after his father unregistered trademark S death in 1983, and dismissed his uncle Aldo who eventually served a prison term for tax evasion. Maurizio proved to be an unsuccessful president. He was compelled to sell the family-owned company to InvestCorp, a Bahrain-based company, in 1988. Maurizio disposed of his remaining stock in 1993. Tragically, Maurizio was murdered in Milan in 1995, and his former wife, Frida Giannini, was convicted of hiring his killers. Meanwhile, the new investors promoted the American-educated Domenico De Sole from the position of family attorney to president of Gucci America in 1994 and chief executive in 1995. The company had previously brought in Dawn Mello in 1989 as editor and ready-to-wear designer in order to re-establish its reputation. Well aware of Gucci unregistered trademark S tarnished image and the value of its name brand, Mello hired Tom Ford in 1990 to design a ready-to-wear line. He was promoted to the position of creative director in 1994. Before Mello returned to her post as president of the American retailer Bergdorf Goodman, she initiated the return of Gucci unregistered trademark S headquarters from the business center of Milan to Florence, where its craft traditions were rooted. There she and Ford reduced the number of Gucci products from 20,000 to a more reasonable 5,000. There were 76 Gucci stores around the world in 1997, along with numerous licensing agreements. Ford was instrumental in the process of decision-making with De Sole when the Gucci Group acquired Yves Saint Laurent Rive Gauche, Bottega Veneta, Boucheron, Sergio Rossi, and, in part ownership with Stella McCartney, Alexander McQueen and Balenciaga. By 2001 Ford and De Sole shared the responsibility for major business decisions, while Ford concurrently directed design at Yves Saint Laurent as well as at Gucci. The French conglomerate Pinault Printemps Redet, however, gained ownership of 60% of the Gucci Group unregistered trademark S stock in 2003. Women unregistered trademark S with Daily then announced the departure of both Domenico De Sole and Tom Ford from the Gucci Group when their contracts expired in April 2004. The last spring collection under the direction of Ford and De Sole was a critical and commercial success. Amid widespread speculation in the fashion press about Ford unregistered trademark S heir, the company announced in March 2004 that he would be replaced by a team of younger designers promoted from the ranks of the Campagna unregistered trademark S staff. In 2005, Frida Giannini was appointed as the creative director for Women unregistered trademark S ready-to-wear and accessories, previously joining Gucci in 2002. In 2006, she also became the creative director for men's ready-to-wear and the entire Gucci label. Corporate. A turnaround of the company devised in the late 1980s made Gucci a global contender and notable fashion label. In October 1995, Gucci went public and had its first initial public offering on the Amex and New York Stock Exchange for $22 per share. November 1997 also proved to be a successful year as Gucci acquired a watch licensee, Sévère and Moncler, and renamed it Gucci Timepieces. The firm was named European Company of the Year 1998 by the European Business Press Federation for its economic and financial performance, strategic vision as well as management quality. Gucci headquarters are in Florence, other world offices are in Milan, Paris, London, Hong Kong, Japan, and New York. PPO headquarters are in Paris. New management. In 1989, Maurizio managed to persuade Dawn Mello, whose revival of New York's Bergdorf Goodman in the 1970s made her a star in the retail business, to join the newly formed Gucci Group as executive vice president and creative director worldwide. At the helm of Gucci America was Domenico De Sole, a former lawyer who helped oversee Maurizio unregistered trademark S takeover of 1987 and 1989. The last addition to the creative team, which already included designers from Jeffrey Bean and Calvin Klein, was a young designer named Tom Ford. Raised in Texas and New Mexico, He had been interested in fashion since his early teens but only decided to pursue a career as a designer after dropping out of Parsons School of Design in 1986 as an architecture major. Dawn Mello hired Ford in 1990 at the urging of his partner, writer and editor Richard Buckley. In the early 1990s, Gucci underwent what is now recognized as the poorest time in the company's history. Maurizio riled distributors, Investcorp shareholders, and executives at Gucci America by drastically reining in on the sales of the Gucci accessories collection, which in the United States alone generated $110 a million in revenue every year. The Campagna Euro unregistered trademark as new accessories failed to pick up the slack, and for the next 3 years the company experienced heavy losses and teetered on the edge of bankruptcy. Maurizio was a charming man who passionately loved his family's business, but after 4 years most of the company's senior managers agreed that he was incapable of running the company. His management had had an adverse effect on the desirability of the brand, product quality, and distribution control. He was forced to sell his shares in the company to Investcorp in August 1993. Dawn Mello returned to her job at Bergdorf Goodman less than a year after Maurizio Euro unregistered trademark's departure, and the position of creative director went to Tom Ford, then just 32 years old. Ford had worked for years under the direction of Maurizio and Mello and wanted to take the Campagna Euro unregistered trademark's image in a new direction. De Sol, who had been elevated to president and chief executive officer of Gucci Group N.V., realized that if Gucci were to become a profitable company, it would require a new image, and so he agreed to pursue Ford a Euro unregistered trademark's vision. In early 1999, the luxury goods conglomerate LVMH, headed by Bernard Arnault, increased its shareholdings in Gucci with a view to a takeover. Domenico De Sol was incensed by the news and declined Arnault's Euro unregistered trademark's request for a spot on the board of directors, where he would have access to Guccio Euro unregistered trademark's confidential earnings reports, strategy meetings, and design concepts. De Sol reacted by issuing new shares of stock in an effort to dilute the value of Arnault's Euro unregistered trademark's holdings. He also approached French holding company Pinault Printemps about the possibility of forming a strategic alliance. Frida Giannini Pinault, the Campagna Euro unregistered trademark's founder, agreed to the idea and purchased 37 million shares in the company, or a 40% stake. Arnault's Euro unregistered trademark's share was diluted to a paltry 20%, and a legal battle ensued to challenge the legitimacy of the new Gucci PPR partnership, with the law firm of Skadden, Arps, Slate, Meyer and Flom representing Gucci. Courts in the Netherlands ultimately upheld the PPR deal, as it did not violate that country's business laws. The second largest shareholder is CRA Copyright de Lyonnais with 11%. As of September 2001, a settlement agreement was put into place between Gucci Group, LVMH, and PPR. Following Ford's departure, Gucci Group retained 3 designers to continue the success of the company's flagship label, John Ray, Alessandra Facchinetti and Frida Giannini, all of whom had worked under Ford's creative direction. Facchinetti was elevated to creative director of womenswear in 2004 and designed for 2 seasons before leaving the company. Ray served as creative director of menswear for 3 years. 32-year-old Giannini, who had been responsible for designing men's and women's accessories, currently serves as creative director for the entire brand. In 2006, Frida Giannini, formerly creative director of accessories, was named sole creative director. In 2009, Patrizio Di Marco replaced Mark Lee as CEO of Gucci. Copyright issues. In June 2012, Gucci won a copyright lawsuit against Guess with an award of $4.7 million in damages. On October 16, 2013, Gucci won a trademark counterfeiting and cybersquatting lawsuit, in U.S. Federal District Court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, against several online business. Gucci won permanent injunction, the immediate surrender to Gucci of 155 domain names used in the counterfeiting operation, and an award of USD $144.2 million, which includes interest. On November 5, 2013, The UK Euro Unregistered Trademark Intellectual Property Office issued a ruling that Gucci has lost the rights to its GG trademark in the UK to a version of the GG logo in 4 categories, which encompassed garments such as bracelets, shoulder bags, scarves and coats. German clothing firm Jerry Weber applied to revoke the trademark on account of its Euro in the periods from 2003 through 2008 and 2007 through 2012. However, according to Gucci, the ruling does not affect the use of its GG logo in the region, because Gucci is the owner of several other valid registrations for this mark, including a community trademark for its iconic GG logo, and those rights are directly enforceable in the UK. On November 6, 2013, Gucci won a trademark infringement and unfair competition activities lawsuit against Guess in Nanjing Intermediate Fair Plea Unregistered Trademark Court of the People's Republic of China. Gucci claimed that Guess was imitating its collections and image. Children's line, Gucci Unregistered Trademark President and Chief Executive Officer Ryan Christina Aries revealed that Gucci is set to launch a Children Unregistered Trademark line in June 2010. The line will initially be unveiled in Italy and to 40 stores around the world. Frida Giannini serves as the creative director of the line. Giannini has been applauded on her fresh, feminine take on contemporary fashion. Born in Rome in 1972 to an architect father and art history professor mother, she studied fashion design at Rome's Fashion Academy. Once she completed her education, she went on to apprentice at a small-scale fashion house. In 1997, Giannini began a career at fashion house Fendi, where after just 3 seasons of designing for ready-to-wear she was promoted to designer of leather goods. In 2002, she moved to Gucci as director of handbags, shoes and, in 2004, was promoted to designer of all accessories. A year later in 2005, the designer was promoted to creative director of women's ready-to-wear at Gucci, in addition to her role as designer of accessories. In 2006, Giannini was named creative director of the label when she became responsible for design of menswear. In addition to clothing design, she has also developed retail concepts for Gucci stores, and creative control of advertising. Automobile culture. American Motors Corporation, although Gucci expanded into new markets including an agreement with American Motors Corporation. The automaker merged the worlds of couture and automobiles with the Gucci AMC Hornet. Starting in October 1971, the 1972 and 1973 model year Hornet compact sportabout station wagons became one of the first American cars to offer a special luxury trim package created by a famous fashion designer. Although coming from Italy where sleek sports cars are more revered, Gucci put his special touch efforts on the Hornet station wagon with a rear liftgate and 60.8 cubic feet of cargo space inside. The Gucci versions came with the designer's signature red and green trim colors on well-padded beige upholstered seating and on the interior door panels. The Gucci crest appeared on the inside front door panels and on the front fenders, while the GG trademark was on the headliner. Exterior color selections were limited to snow white, hunter green, grasshopper green, and yucca tan. General Motors, Cadillac, in 1979 and 1980, a Miami-based coach builder sold Gucci edition of Cadillac's mid-size Seville luxury sedan. The exterior included a facing double G Gucci logo, an emblem actually featuring Gucci unregistered trademark initials, as a hood ornament and the C-pillar covered vinyl roof. The interior had a headliner of the logo and headrests adorned with the logo as well. The dashboard carried the Gucci script logo in bold lettering. Inside the trunk was a full set of Gucci luggage. Ford Motor Company, Lincoln, a 1989 Gucci series of Lincoln's full-size town car luxury sedan was scheduled to be offered, per pricing guides, but never came to fruition. Lincoln offered Pucci, Bill Blass, Versace, Hubert de Givenchy, and Valentino designer editions during the 1970s and 1980s. Fiat, for 2011, marking the celebration of both the 150th anniversary of the unification of Italy and Gucci's 90th anniversary, Gucci and Fiat unveiled the special edition 500 by Gucci. Available in two versions. Black and white. The black version has detailing in shiny chrome with an interior that contrasts sharp black and white for a contemporary and racy feel, whilst the white version complete with satin chrome detailing and ivory and black interior creates a softer look. Partnerships. Gucci has had a partnership with UNICEF since 2005. Gucci stores worldwide donate a percentage of the sales for special collections made specifically for UNICEF to go toward the United Nations Children's Fund. The annual Gucci campaign to benefit UNICEF supports education, healthcare, protection and clean water programs for orphans and children affected by HIV/AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa. For the campaign in 2009, Michael Roberts promoted a children's book, Snowman in Africa, with proceeds going to UNICEF. In 5 years, Gucci donated over $7 million to UNICEF. Gucci is the largest corporate donor to UNICEF Schools for Africa that was established in 2004 by UNICEF, the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and the Hamburg Society. Its goal is to increase access to basic schooling for all, with a special emphasis on children orphaned by HIV/AIDS and children living in extreme poverty. Chime for Change, launched in February 2013, the Chime for Change campaign works to further the global campaign for girls' and women's empowerment. Gucci has funded over 210 projects in 81 through via this initiative. In 2013, it was announced that Bianca Copyright Knowles would work with Salma Hayek and Frida Giannini on the campaign that aims to spread female empowerment. The campaign, which aired on February 28, was set to new music by Knowles. A concert for the cause took place on June 1, 2013 in London and included other acts like Ellie Goulding, Florence and the Machine, and Rita Ora. The concert managed to raise over $130,000. In July 2013, activist Lydia Emily was commissioned to paint a mural on Skid Row of Los Angeles of a woman named Jessica, who is a survivor of human trafficking. She currently works for the Mary Magdalene Project, an organization which has been helping women leave the sex industry since 1980. Record. In 1998, Guinness World Records cited the Gucci Genius jeans as the most expensive pair of jeans in existence. These jeans were distressed, ripped and covered with African beads and were offered for sale for USD $3,134 in Milan. Later, this record has since been surpassed in June 2005 by Levi Strauss & Company's 115-year-old 501 jeans that was sold to an anonymous Japanese collector for $60,000. See also, List of Italian companies, luxury good, references. External links, official website, Gucci a Euro brand and company profile at Fashion Model Directory, outlet website.